Front row MMA here with Jack Marshman just a few minutes after his first round submission victory over Andrew Punshon at BAMMA 10. Not many people would have bet on a submission victory. How good does that feel?
Yeah, you know, I think anyone who've ever worked with me knows that I've got the ground skills, just I've never got a chance to show it. But obviously to show it in front of so many people, sold at Wembley, obviously I was happy to show off that I got the submission game.
Without taking anything away from your performance, do you think Andrew underplayed your submission skills? Do you think that entered into it?
He said at the end, he definitely, you know, he was expecting if he could survive my hands, take me down, and he was going to tap me out. That was what was going on in his brain. Yeah. And quite a lot of the times it goes on in my brain, if I can keep it standing, I'm going to win, you know, so I could get caught with a shot, it happens, you know. Were
you surprised that he kept putting himself in that, because you went for the submissions a couple of times, the arm bar, the triangle, you went a couple of times, he escaped. Were you surprised that he sort of went back to the well?
I think what it was he's got such a strong base. I felt that, you know, when I went for the first one, he had such a strong base, I wasn't getting nothing, so I think he believed in how strong his base was. I just luckily got it on, you know. It was a very strong
base. It was a fan. I mean, to finish a guy like Punshon with his own sort of game is phenomenal. And your last fight with Tom Watson, I'll admit it. I said, you know, looking at you, I thought you were a natural welterweight. I thought that you were fighting a bit.
I was at the time.
What are you doing strength and conditioning wise? Because you look physically, you look a different guy in that ring.
Yeah. Before my last, up until, you know, I was 10-0 and I'm fighting for the world title, I didn't have any strength and conditioning. That was the difference. I've not started some new strength and conditioning. I just didn't have any, you know. And now I have, you know, I train regularly. I do a lot of CrossFit and stuff like that now, which is brilliant. You know, keeps you fit and strong at the same time. So I think that's just played a big part, because I sort of realised that you can't just be a caveman and just hit pads to get bigger and stronger. You know, you've got to actually do something.
Now, of course, the title wasn't on the line tonight. Well, it kind of was if Punshon had won, but it wasn't because you missed weight by a little bit. But from the last interview, it sounds like you look in December for another title shot. Is there anybody you want to make a statement with? Or
no, I'm not to fight any of the good middleweights. I seen you interview a guy that got a lot of talk. You know, I'd have to fight him, whatever. I don't even know his name.
Was it Yannick or Matt? Yeah, I interview a few that give me a lot of grief.
That's how memorable he was. Yeah, but no, I'll fight any middleweight. You know, I want to be the best, so I want to fight who's in front of me. Guys like him who are 2-0. I've no disrespect to him, but I want to take a step forward, not backwards. You know. So. And
finally, how big a star? Again, I hate talking about a loss because you're coming off a great win. But how important was that loss to Watson in terms of making you the fighter you are now?
I think it benefited me loads. I think if I'd have won the world title at 21 and then just went on, you know, it was going to be a matter of time before I got found out the holes in my game. You know, so. To lose and go realise and correct them holes in my game, it's made me a better fighter, I think.
And I want to take nothing away from BAMMA. It's been a brilliant card, some great fights. Tom recently has got a fight with Brad Tavares in the UFC. How much would you like that kind of stage for a rematch with Mr. Watson?
The thing is that, like I said, I'm 22 now. I got all the time in the world. BAMMA's, you know, I want to be an experienced fighter. I don't want to be a young guy just going into the UFC. I want to be an experienced, tough test for the UFC. So. That's what I'm working towards before anything else.
Well, it was a phenomenal performance. Again, I'm not sure many people would have placed a bet on a submission win. I think they would have looked for the knockout or the TKO. Well done on a brilliant performance, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Before I let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, anyone you want to thank?
All my sponsors, Cymark, Icon Nutrition, Adidas, my coach Richard Shaw, everyone at Lady Combat, Black Label, Colchester, and my manager Wood Adamanline. For all his support.
Wonderful. Thanks again for a phenomenal performance.